Welcome to today's video. In today's video, I will be massively unboxing more than 10 model airplanes for you all. Majority of these are 1 to 400 scale with one 1/200 scale surprise. I cannot wait for today's video. This is a super massive unboxing prepared months for you all. Without further ado, let's begin today's video. Here we go. And yo, welcome to today's video. This is Hawaiian Air 2121. Today we have a super massive unboxing. This unboxing contains planes from about 3 months that I've had, including this JetBlue Airways Airbus A321 by NG models. So we'll see in this unboxing lots of NG models unboxing, some GeminiJets, some Phoenix models planes, all on 1 to 400 scale. This is part 1 and 2 of this massive unboxing. So stay tuned and let's begin. And our first model today is this super rare, oh my goodness, is the one and only AirTran Boeing 717-200 by GeminiJets. Gemini effing Jets. I cannot believe I finally have this model. This model I purchased along with the next 2 models at the Newark Airline show. The executive display desktop models, doing business as a Newark Airline show. Your stop to find super rare models for decent prices. This model is insanely rare. I'm not sure if anyone's ever going to make it again, get the licensing to make an AirTran 717-200. But I'm just really happy I have it. So let's do some details about the model. We have the CGI image of the model. We have the AirTran titles. If I open the model up, oh my god, I finally have this model. This has been my wish list for so long. We have the AirTran Boeing 717-200 titles, AirTran logo. And then here's the model itself right over here. Price I paid for this model was a little high. It was around $100. However, I need this model for my collection, so let's dive into it. So over here is the AirTran Boeing 717-200, and I have one thing to say about this model, and that is, wow, GeminiJets, you did a wonderful job with this model. This model was made back in 2013, so it is GeminiJets glory days. The registration for this aircraft is November 948 Alpha Tango, and as we can see about this aircraft, it is stunning. Everything about it stunning. Starting us off, we have the L1 boarding door, and then we have the AirTran titles. The AirTran titles is italicized, and then we have the Tran titles right over here. Moving along the aircraft, we do have the American flag, as AirTran was an American carrier before being bought by Southwest Airlines. Registration again, and then we have the AirTran.com blue engines right over here for the 717-200. Wow, that's stunning. Metal horizontal stabilizers. Wow, GeminiJets actually does something right nowadays. Well, they did something right back in 2013 instead of putting classic stabilizers. If we look at the aircraft right now, we can just admire everything about it. It's stunning. There's nothing else to say. It's a fantastic, holy rare model that you don't find nowadays. And unfortunately, I did have to pick it up. My wallet did suffer a little bit, but this model is just such a necessity for anyone's collection. AirTran was just such a classic carrier, and I do plan on doing retro Atlanta, so I really did need this aircraft to my collection over here, and it looks fantastic. Over here, just some additional shots of this AirTran Boeing 717-200. And I would like to mention that the belly of this aircraft is in the same color as the tail right over here. It is the green underside, and then we have this kind of like pink underlining right over here that kind of follows the aircraft along the belly of the aircraft. It is stunning, this model. 10 out of 10. Unfortunately, due to the time period of this aircraft being made back in 2013, GeminiJets did not have any of the antennas on this mold. However, it does make up that everything is metal. There's no plastic horizontal stabilizers. Like I said earlier, everything is metal. We can even appreciate the emergency exit arrows right over here. I do plan on using this aircraft for retro airports, including retro Atlanta, and the next model will incorporate that as well. So let's go to the next aircraft. And up next, even better, we have the Delta MD-88. Oh my god, this model again on my wish list for years, and I finally found it. Both these models I found in one purchase, so I was really grateful to finally find these two models. Again, this is the Delta MD-88 in 1:400 scale by JeminiJets. And you may be wondering why I purchased this, considering NG Models is probably going to make this model. I purchased it because this model is just so rare and such a classic aircraft. This model is just, it's a fantastic mode. And again, this is in JeminiJets glory days, so really a fantastic model. We do have the Delta MD-88 titles and then the model itself right over here. Let's unbox it right now. Alrighty, so over here is the Delta Airlines McDonnell Douglas MD-88. Again, I cannot believe I'm actually saying these words that I have this model. This is just such a classic model over here. Again, I desperately need this aircraft if I wanted to do retro Atlanta. And again, I'm praying that I can find more of these aircraft, including the MD-90 and stuff like that. Registration for this guy is November 947. Delta DL rather. I'm not sure what the L stands for, so we'll just say DL for now. Oh my god, this model is stunning. We have the Delta titles right over here, L1 boarding door, SkyTeam logo, and then the awards that Delta has won. A little bit longer than a 717-200. It kind of looks a little skinny and long. Everything is metal here, which is nice to see. It's a classic JeminiJets release. No antennas, just perfect. We have rolling rubber tires for once for JeminiJets, so I'm really happy to see that. And again, I need this model desperately. This is such a necessity for pretty much any collector, this aircraft. And we're going to take a look at it right now on the stand. Oh my god, I am in love with it. We even have these emergency wing flap arrows right over here. Engines beautifully detailed, beautiful model. I've seen these so many times at Newark and airports all around the country, and when they retired this aircraft, I was really sad to see it go. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can just admire it again. And as we can see, everything about this aircraft is perfect. Due to the rarity of this aircraft, this model was again around $90, but you know, it is really a necessity in my collection, so I really had to pick it up at the store. I was told at the show also had some other rare models, but unfortunately I couldn't make the show. But the next week I did find these two models that no one purchased, so I had to pick it up. It was just a no-brainer, if you will. I will be using this model in retro Atlanta, and just a quick note aside that if you did see the JeminiJets pre-orders, I did order 4 CRJ900s in the colors in motion livery for this project. Retro Atlanta will be probably completed by the end of this year, so I'm excited to see that. The next aircraft I'm going to unbox is another feature project I'm going to do, which I'm super excited to unbox. So let's get to the next aircraft. Moving along in a different direction now, we have a 1/200 scale model, an American InterIsland Convair 440. Now, this model I really did want, and I saw it before the Newark Airline show, and I was praying that the store would still have it. Luckily they did, and I had to pick it up for one reason: 1/200 St. Martin. Now, in the previous unboxing that I did a Air France Boeing 777-300ER in 1/200 scale, so if you haven't checked it out, I would highly recommend you guys check it out. This aircraft is going to complement it and will be used for 1/200 St. Martin over here. I'm pretty sure this picture right over here was taken at St. Martin, so I really had to pick this model up. This is a propeller, a classic aircraft, propellers aircraft, and it's part of the American Inter-Island service of American Eagle. Really had to pick this model up, so let's unbox it right now. So if we unbox the aircraft right now, we can see that this is in a really nice packaging job over here. And this is the American Airline Inter-Island Convair C40. So if I unbox this aircraft right now, everything is in really nice shape. It's in styrofoam. It looks like it's never really been opened, actually, which is really nice. This is a rare aircraft. And then we do have the 1/200 stand, which is nice to see. I'm gonna unbox that next so we can see. Metal high quality stand, and it does say the aircraft itself. And oh boy, here it is, the American Inter-Island Convair 440. Wow, this thing is stunning. Alrighty, so over here in the shotgun is this aircraft, and wow, is this thing amazing. Wow, I am in love with this aircraft right now. Again, focus right now. But over here again is the American InterIsland Convair 440, a must for 1/200 scale St. Martin. Again, a must. This aircraft is phenomenal. It's detailed, it's sexy, everything about it's amazing. Let's get straight into it. We have some 3D antennas. I'm not sure when this model was made, so if someone knows about that in the comments, please let me know. Registration is N44826. And then we have some antennas over here, which is nice to see. Propellers, ooh, we're gonna get to that in a second. Another antenna, and then the American Eagle standard colors, but this is the American InterIsland service over here. We also have the registration, the American Eagle logo, American flag, as American Eagle is an American carrier. And I'm gonna put the stand on right now so we can admire this aircraft. Wow, this thing is just amazing. This is really nice territory by Herpa models. If we could admire this aircraft, we can see the propellers, we can see the detail. What else is there not to love about this model? This is a fantastic model. 10 out of 10 territory over here. Super rare aircraft, metal stabilizers, everything about this is perfect. And it looks just phenomenal. I mean, look at this thing. Look at this thing. It's just, I can't say anything else. I'm speechless. And over here is just an additional view of this aircraft. Now, I was unable to successfully put it on the stand, so I kind of just incorporated a little of a tail-heavy design. Please note the model is not tail-heavy. I just did this to show you guys that it has a gray underbelly, just like every other American Eagle aircraft, and it looks phenomenal. Everything about this aircraft is phenomenal. Again, it is not tail-heavy. I just decided to do that just to kind of show you guys the underside of the belly of this aircraft. This aircraft will be used in my 1/200 St. Martin airport that I will be doing down the road. So let's get to the next aircraft. Kind of continuing along with the theme of St. Martin over here. This is kind of an old aircraft I really have never unboxed really. It's been on my kind of stands for months now. I haven't really been able to get to it. But over here is this JetBlue Airways Airbus A320, new livery, Blue Yorker by NG Models. Fun fact about this model is I have seen this aircraft, the exact registration in real life at Fort Lauderdale, and I was supposed to be on this aircraft, but I was switched to the JetBlue special livery. Still happy to see this aircraft in real life. This is the NG Models version of this aircraft, and the box art's phenomenal. Let's dive into this model. Alrighty, so over here is the JetBlue Airways Airbus A320 with sharklets in the new colors. This aircraft is by NG Models and looks absolutely phenomenal. And if we zoom in on this aircraft right now, we can really admire its beauty. Another St. Martin aircraft that I can use in my airports. This aircraft does fly into St. Martin, but it is in 1/400 scale instead of 1/200 scale, just like the American Convair C40 440. But over here we have the JetBlue Billboard Titles First Antenna. This aircraft is just phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Everything about the aircraft is really nice. We have the Satcom box, which is a really nice shade of gray, just like the realistic aircraft prototype. Then we have another antenna, another antenna. Registration for this aircraft, if I can find the box, is going to be November 821 Julia Bravo. And it's a phenomenal aircraft. One thing that I love about JetBlue's new colors is that they're slowly incorporating the new livery, so that this orange over here kind of incorporates over here and over here. That's a really nice sign that JetBlue's doing. I love how they're incorporating the new colors into the winglets of the aircraft. I'm going to zoom out of this aircraft and I'll put it on this stand. One thing that NG Models always perfects, in my opinion, are these underside wing flap details. They look really nice and they help shape the aircraft a lot. Unfortunately, my lighting here isn't the best. But then we have the Blue Yorker titles, the cockpit windows. Everything about this aircraft is phenomenal. Wheels roll perfectly. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Again, beautiful model over here. Love the JetBlue's new colors, by the way. I love it. I love the light blue over here. The Satcom box about this aircraft. It's a really stunning model by NG Models, and I'm really glad they released it. Additional details do include that we do have the JetBlue over here and over here. Usually JetBlue aircrafts have the JetBlue.com. They got rid of it and they just have a little JetBlue icon over here and over here. Beautiful model right over here, I have to say. Everything about this model is perfect. And some additional detail that you might not think about is that this aircraft, the belly does say JetBlue. I don't want to break the model, but the model belly does say JetBlue, just like the realistic prototype. I love this model a lot. And our next airplane, this is United Airlines Boeing 757-300 in the new livery by NG Models. This is NG Models' first plane in the 757-300 mold, and I probably will discuss this in a future video. I wish NG Models would use this mold instead of making Chinese Airlines planes that pretty much no one wants. But anyway, this is kind of the exception. This is fantastic, this plane. If I could describe one thing that comes to mind when I'm looking at the shots, it's vibrant. And this is what this plane really is. It's really vibrant. Looking at this, we have the beautifully detailed Evo blue tail of the United Airlines new livery, the zoomed in version of the continental globe. And NG Models has a fantastic version of this. I think it's better than the GeminiJets version. It kind of stands out a little bit. Moving along, we have the United Airlines billboard titles right over here, and then we have kind of this line over here that kind of fades over there. That's part of the new United Airlines livery. We also have the beautifully detailed blue engines and then the blue winglets of this aircraft. And then we have the connecting people, uniting the worlds part right over here. And then we have on this side of the aircraft the Star Alliance logo, L1 or R1 boarding door on this side. I'm going to put the aircraft on the stand right now, and we can really admire everything about this. It looks phenomenal, this plane. It's very, very vibrant. It looks really, really nice. And I kind of chose this angle just to describe it. This is NG Models, I think, the best mold yet. So it's really, really nice. Again, with every NG Models plane, you get the card. This plane, I think, is associated with around roughly 13 points. And I'm going to stop it at the next cycle. It looks really, really nice, this plane, and this is probably one of my favorite United Airlines planes yet. On the left side, nope, that's the same side that I chose, so we have to move it again. But on the left side of this aircraft, let's see it right now. We have the United Airlines billboard titles right over here. Again, these Star Lines connecting people, uniting the worlds logo. And then we have, again, the beautifully detailed engines, and then the United Airlines Evo blue tail. It looks phenomenal. And over here, just some additional shots of this aircraft. Again, some other details that I didn't mention. We have the gray Wi-Fi dome that's perfectly colored. We have some antennas, registration, which is going to be right over here. And then we have the American flag, as United Airlines is an American carrier. This is a really, really nice plane, and it looks simply stunning. It's really growing on me, this plane, and I love it every single second that passes by even more, because it looks really, really nice. The angles of it look fantastic. The cockpit windows are fantastic. We also have some belly antennas, and I prefer this one over the GeminiJets version just for a couple of reasons. Number one, you get the card associated with the model. That can be exchanged for free models. Number two, we have the belly antennas. 3, we have additional details. The Wi-Fi dome is perfect, and the coloring of this aircraft is phenomenal. It's super, super vibrant, and it looks really, really nice. I'm going to use this plane for airport updates that include Newark. I think we've already seen it in Newark, LAX, Dulles, and Houston. Pretty much the reasons why I got it is because United kind of does a lot of service, transcon service from Newark to LAX and San Francisco from and back, and I did need this plane for that reason. But if you don't need the plane for that reason, I would still say get it because it looks phenomenally detailed and it's beautiful, this plane. This is a work of art. And our next aircraft is the JetBlue Airways Airbus A320 in the Peacock livery. This is a super, super nice model airplane. I would highly, highly recommend you guys pick this up before it sells out. This is, again, the Phoenix Models version. I've seen pictures of the JC Wings version, and that one looks very, very nice as well. So either the Phoenix or the JC Wings version, you guys must pick this up. Again, this is the JetBlue Peacock livery. In my opinion, it's probably one of the best new models of 2024. I say that because this model is fantastic. Everything about this model is fantastic. Starting us off we have the tail, not the tail, I keep saying that, the title of this plane, which is this Peacock Can Fly, with the JetBlue billboard titles right over here, Wi-Fi dome, and then we have the Peacock logo right over here as JetBlue is offering the Peacock streaming on their flights. Fun fact is I've seen this plane at Fort Lauderdale 2 times, so it's really cool to see. We have the registration right over here, and then we have another logo right over here that I can't exactly tell what that is. We have the Peacock logo, and then these 5 circles right over here. I'm going to lift the plane up just a little bit. I don't typically like to do this, but you can see that that's also on the belly of the plane. Wow. Wow, is that cool. That's just really a nice detail about the livery of this plane. Something else about this model airplane is that, just like the other one, the JetBlue.com engines are not on this aircraft. However, we can see that it says JetBlue and JetBlue right over here. And it's a super, super sexy model airplane. The coloring of this plane is fantastic. I'm going to take a look at the cockpit right now. Nothing to disappoint about this cockpit. It looks really, really solid and nice. And we even have the beautifully colored Wi-Fi dome to the beige gray, that undertone that it is. Engines look detailed. Let's see this on the stand. Alrighty, so now the moment that everyone's been waiting for, let's see this guy on the stand. And wow, that is something else, this model airplane. Again, much of an asset purchase needed by me. I really needed more JetBlue Airways aircraft to beef up the fleets, and this plane does not disappoint. It looks phenomenal. The detail on this plane is insane. We have a lot of antennas. Registration of this aircraft is going to be November 706 Juliet Bravo, and it's fantastic. If you can find this plane, either the JC Wings version, I haven't seen exact photos of that, or the Phoenix and Wings version, this one right over here, I would say get it before it sells out, because this looks really, really solid. It's something else, this plane. The livery is fantastic, the detail is fantastic, and the colors of this aircraft are fantastic. Another 10 out of 10 plane. Really, I would say get this plane. And our next model is this JetBlue Airways Airbus A321 in the new balloon's tail. This aircraft is a stunning model. This model is by NG Models, and NG Models has been taking a whole bunch of heat lately for their lack of representation in their releases, and mostly Chinese airline registration releases. This model, however, is just stunning. I love the new JetBlue livery. Let's take a look at it. We have the JetBlue billboard titles right over here, and if I zoom in a little bit, we can really admire the details of this model airplane. So let's zoom in a little bit and we can see just the details of it. Starting us off, we have the JetBlue billboard titles right over here. L1 boarding door and L2 boarding door antenna. Name of this plane is Knock Knock Blues there. If I move the aircraft along, we could just see rolling rubber tires are pretty good on this model airplane. I will admit, for an NG model, they can be slightly improved. For this plane, I love the red sharklets on this model aircraft. They look really, really nice. And I love how JetBlue is incorporating the new livery and bringing it closer to the sharklets of the plane. We have a Wi-Fi dome right over here, something that the Aeroclassics version of this aircraft does not have. And then we have the antenna right over here. We also have a lot of wing flap details on this model airplane. And this is looking really, really nice. It just looks, from this angle, it looks sexy, solid, and it's a really, really nice model airplane. I would recommend this plane in a heartbeat. I'm going to put the stand on right now. And I would recommend this plane just because of the coloring on this plane. It looks fantastic. Let's take a look at this model airplane on the stand, and as we can tell, it looks really, really good. Everything about it is perfect. It's just such a great asset to the collection. I'm going to be using this model airplane specifically for JFK, San Juan, LAX, and Fort Lauderdale airport updates. And it's just such an asset to my collection to have this JetBlue Airways Airbus A321. Yes, NG Models has been taking a whole bunch of heat for their lack of representation in their releases. However, this release is just stunning. It was worth the 3-month wait that NG had it. Some additional details that we have. We also have the JetBlue titles, which are found in the belly of the aircraft. And one thing that I found interesting about this model airplane was that the JetBlue.com, it's not on the engines anymore. Typically on the old school JetBlue Airways aircraft, you saw JetBlue.com. Instead, we just have a little bit logo JetBlue right over here and right over here. Overall, I would recommend this plane in a heartbeat. It looks really, really solid. And if I had to rate it, I have to rate it a 10 out of 10. It's phenomenal. Alrighty, so up next is the GeminiJets Boeing 737 MAX 9 and the United Airlines new livery. This model is actually a pretty good model for GeminiJets. It's kind of shocking that I say that. This is a very recent release. It was made about maybe a month or two ago. I had to pick it up for Newark Liberty. It was shown in my Newark Liberty Terminal A airport update. If you haven't checked that out, I would highly recommend you guys check it out. As well as last week's IAD airport update, which thank you for the continued support on that video. The video is doing great in the IAD, and I'm just truly appreciative of all the support I've been getting lately. It means a lot. It's kind of why I'm continuing with these videos. Over here again is the United MAX 9 over here. It's a fairly good model. I was hoping Gemini would kind of improve on some areas. We'll get to that now. But let's look at the model right now on the stance. Let's put the guy on the stance in the shotgun, if you will. And this is a fairly good model. Some highlights of the model do include that we have our United Billboard titles, our Connecting People United Worlds logo, L1 Born Door, Star Alliance logo, metal horizontal stabilizers. Again, Gemini is done with the plastic crap, if you will. Excuse my language. They're kind of done with the plastic horizontal stabilizers. They were losing a lot of customers, I think, because of that. Another additional details that we have a Wi-Fi dome over here. And I'm going to stop the spinner right now, if you will. So over here is your Wi-Fi dome right over here. Now the Wi-Fi dome isn't completely correct. It should have a little of a gray undertone on top. Fortunately it doesn't, it's just all white. Only other complaint about this model, there's two minor complaints. Number one, there are no belly antennas on this model whatsoever. Gemini has slowly taken away all their belly antennas probably for quality control reasons. And the second thing that I kind of have to complain about is the tail. The tail looks a little bit light in my opinion. I think NG Models perfects the tail. We'll see that with the MAX 10 coming up, but I think NG Models kind of perfects the tail, if you will, for United Airlines. Couple of pros about this model. I'll zoom in right now so we can all see it. Already split skimmers. They look really sexy, really solid right now. I mean, look at this. This is nice split skimmers. Everything's great about that aspect of the model. Just have to complain there are no belly antennas for the price you're paying. And in addition to that, we also have some wing flex. Actually, no wing flex, but we do have some additional detail on the wings. The wings are really, really detailed. We'll see that next. Alrighty, so over here is just a little quick bird's eye view of the wings I wanted to show you guys. They're very, very detailed. I love the emergency exit arrows over here. Gemini's MAX 9 mode is a fairly good mode. It's really a nice mode. I know they've made the MAX 8200 and Allegiant, so this is a nice mode again. We also have the wing flap details. I'm going to put the stand on again so we can just admire it. Really nice model over here again. I would, if I could rate it, it's not perfect. I will say it's not perfect. It's like the AirTran and the Delta MD-88 reviewed earlier. I'd give this guy probably 7 out of 10. Okay, in perfect condition. Just my main complaints are with the tail. I think it's a little light. Gemini's kind of messed up the tail over there. Wheels kind of roll. It's not terrible. But I think the main complaints I have, there are no belly antennas on this aircraft. And the tail's kind of off. But I really need this for an asset, so I kind of have to say it's a decent model. Alrighty, so up next is this United Airlines MAX 10 and the Saving the Environment SAF EcoDemonstrator colors by NG Models. Wow, this model is just insanely, insanely sexy. I'm not sure if Boeing will ever release this in a MAX 10, but like I said, this is so much better than a GeminiJets MAX 9. You could just immediately tell by this tail over here. I'm going to wait for the stand, but we could see United Airlines billboard titles, Wi-Fi dome, which is perfectly shaded gray, and I'm going to show this tail right now over here. Mine's the stand, if you will. This is the correct United Airlines tail. It's not light, it's not dark. The GeminiJets tail over here, it's a little light. So I kind of prefer the NG Models coloring. And this is their MAX 10 mode, and it looks fantastic. Everything I love this model so much. It's a really colorful, vibrant model. The colors are spot on. I love the gray, not the gray, the green and the dark green and the kind of turquoise and the blue over here. United Airlines billboard titles. These guys have the SAF over here, and then the split skimmers and the MAX colors. They're really, really nice. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so we can admire this aircraft. And over here, We can see everything about this guy is fantastic. Wheels, no problem. Wheels roll perfectly, unlike GeminiJets. If you're looking for a United Airlines aircraft, I really strongly believe you should probably get the NG models version. Unfortunately, Gemini's United, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of them. I think the coloring is a little off on the Geminis, and unfortunately the belly antennas aren't there. This guy does have some belly antennas. We'll see that over here. I don't really want to lift it up, but we'll see over here the belly of this aircraft, and there are some belly antennas. Very, very detailed model. And overall, it's a fantastic, fantastic product. This model I've pretty much showcased in every one of my airport updates so far because I love it so, so much. And up next over here is the Frontier Airlines Airbus A321neo in the America's Greenest Airline livery, the powered by Pratt & Whitney engines. This model is a very, very nice model by Aeroclassics. I really never unboxed this model, so I do apologize about that. At the time I got this model, I was very, very busy, and it was featured only once in my airport updates. That is Fort Lauderdale. I do plan on continuing that series. Over here is the model itself, and I'm going to wait for the stands right now so we can take a look at it. And over here we can see, if I could zoom in on the camera, we can see that we have the America's Green Airline over here, powered by Pratt & Whitney, the bald eagle tail, and then we have the Frontier Airlines billboard titles over here. Wow, this thing is a nice, nice model. Unfortunately, there are no belly antennas on this model. Aeroclassics kind of doesn't believe in that, if you will. I don't know why they don't believe in putting antennas in their models. More people, I think, would buy them. But it is what it is. This is a very, very nice model for the price I paid for it. Again, I got this and the last model, again, at the Newark Airlines show, or Executive Display Desktop Models. And this is a very, very nice model. I have to say, I kind of love it a lot. While the coloring is a little bit off over here, it should be a little bit lighter. It's a really nice attempt at the model. Love the inner circlets over here. The inner circlet is a reflection of this bald eagle. I can't really read this, but I think it says Edward the Eagle over here. I'm not sure what that says over here. I'll show you guys. That's the name of the aircraft. Then with the bald eagle over here, Frontier Airlines. Your typical Aeroclassics model, but it's a very, very nice model. And I'm really happy that they made this, considering Frontier Airlines aircraft are kind of hard to come about nowadays, especially an A321. NG really needs to make more Frontier Airlines aircraft. The last A321 made actually was 3 years ago by GeminiJets, and see the bald eagle tail. So this is nice to see that the Frontier Airlines model is finally made by Aeroclassics. Finally listen to somebody and make this gorgeous, gorgeous model over here. It's a really nice model. Love the inner circlets over here overall. And last but not least, actually, before I say that, wheels roll perfectly. These have the newer Aeroclassics wheels, so they're less hard to break, and it's a really nice model. So let's get to the last model of today's massive unboxing. In my opinion, saving my favorite model for last, almost the best aircraft for last, here's the Spirit Airlines Airbus A320neo in the Nintendo Super World Mario livery. Wow. Again, this model I showcased once in my airport updates months ago in Fort Lauderdale. Unfortunately, I never really got to unbox it, but over here is the aircraft. Again, a typical Aeroclassics model. I do say this is my favorite aircraft of today's unboxing, just because I was waiting a long time for somebody to finally make a Spirit Airlines aircraft special livery. Spirit Airlines aircraft are usually in the banana bus livery, but they do have a couple of special liveries, including this one over here. They have a Dumbo, Disney Dumbo A321, a Spirit Stallion of the Century A320, a couple others, and this guy right over here. Again, your typical Aeroclassics model, but this is a very, very nice job at the model. Unfortunately, the coloring's a little bit dark, but you know what? It's Aeroclassics. What are you gonna do? Let's take a look at the model right now and admire everything about it. So starting us off, if I could zoom in over here, we have the cockpit window, L1 boarding door, and then the Ultimate Mario World over here. Spirit Airlines billboard titles, and then we have the Nintendo World emblem right over here. We also have over here the Super Mario World over here. Spirit.com, howdy, howdy, and it says Spirit.com. Spirit over here. Stabilizers are metal, which is nice to see. Unfortunately, they did not have a Wi-Fi dome attached to this aircraft. Phoenix models made this aircraft about maybe a month ago, and that the photos did come out of that. That one looks a little bit better actually than this one. So if you're looking for this aircraft, I have to say get the Phoenix models version just because it has the SAC home Wi-Fi dome. But this model is a very, very nice model. I love the detail, I love the coloring about it. It's a rare aircraft. You can't really find this aircraft nowadays. And I say this is my favorite model of today's unboxing just because it is a Spirit Airlines special livery aircraft. I am not sure how Aeroclassics got the licensing to make a Universal Studios Nintendo World aircraft, but you know what, they did. And I paid off. This model looks fantastic. I love it a lot. We're going to take a look at the belly of the aircraft. Typically I don't do this, but we can see this is the typical Aeroclassics. Nothing great about that, but I think I love this aircraft a lot just because of the fact it's a special livery. Again, this has the new Aeroclassics wheels on it, which make it harder to kind of fall apart because Aeroclassics is known for their terrible, terrible wheel quality control. This is a little bit better. Registration's over here, American flag, as Spirit is an American carrier. Overall, this is my favorite model of this unboxing. I love it a lot, and it will be used in more of my airport updates. And that wraps up today's massive unboxing. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please let me know what you thought of this editing style. If you like all the planes unboxed all at once, or individual planes, by like one video per plane, or just massively unboxing everything. To recap, we have the AirTran 717, the Delta MD-88, American InterIsland shown over here, Convair 440. We have, if I can remember, we have the United Airlines Boeing 757-300, the JetBlue Peacock, JetBlue Blue Yorker, JetBlue A321, United Max 9, United Max 10, Spirit Dumbo, and the Frontier Airlines Airbus A321. All these aircrafts are really necessities for my collection. Again, this one's for St. Martin. Other aircrafts like this Frontier Airlines Airbus A321 over here will be used in my new airport updates over here. And then we also have the AirTran 717-200. This guy will be used for retro projects. So really a whole wide variety of models today to unbox. Some retro models, some current liveries, and a 200 scale model, all to be used for my channel. Now I did say to stay tuned for the end of this video because I will be partnering probably with a GSE company to showcase their GSE, and more airport updates are going to return on this channel. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please let me know what your favorite model was, and subscribe if you haven't already, as we're on the road to 1,500 subscribers. This is Hawaiian Air 2121 signing off. As usual, have a good one.